After a brief Thanksgiving break, we're back in action for the Lats as we come to our second road course race of the season here in the Badger State. Hi, hello, and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a freezing fall setting just outside of Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, as we welcome you to today's coverage of the NR2003 Loves American Truck Series, the Old Spice 250K. Live from the Old Spice Raceway, we once again welcome everybody to today's Intercast on the North American Sim Racing Network. My name is Trey Wright, and the deeper we get into the season, the colder it's gonna get outside. It doesn't get much colder than it is today, with the mercury hovering at around 40 degrees Fahrenheit on the thermometer, but the sky is crystal clear as the fans pack the grandstands to watch these race trucks do battle for 30 laps in Wisconsin. Chicagoland was arguably our best race of the season so far just a handful of nights ago, with a season-high 17 lead changes for 14 different leaders in the Dollar General 200, but taking a look at the championship standings, it's getting less and less competitive for the championship the closer we get to the season finale at Coca-Cola. With an incredible 222-point advantage over Bryce Egan, Igor Barreto has a full race's worth of points in the championship lead over second place. He is the odds-on favorite to win this championship, but we still have 8 more races to run, including this 30-lap shebang here at Old Spice, and it's going to be a tall task to see if he's going to be able to hold on to that, especially starting midway through the pack in 18th at a track that is very chaotic here in the past. More on that in just a couple of moments, but the battle is on for second right now as Bryce Egan, Nathan Orman, Roberto Crown Jr., and Caleb Rose are only separated by about 60 points between those 4 drivers. They each had successful runs at the Chicagoland Speedway Tuesday night, and they're looking to have equally successful runs here in Sturgeon Bay. The Gerben Racing entries of Pedro Sabato and Esteban Lacer fell down to 6th and 7th respectively, with Lauren Martinez, Kyler Anderson, and Skylar Taylor rounding out the top 10 in the point standings. First time we're seeing Skylar Taylor and Eric Monaco inside the top 12 on the pylon, with Taylor Lay sandwiched between the 45 and the 1 trucks in the point standings. But with 9 races to go, that championship storyline beginning to creep in closer and closer as many races as we progress closer to that final race of the season on December 20th at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. But offline-wise, this will be the first time we race stock vehicles at the Old Spice Raceway on the NASRN. We've been to this venue with the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship and the Fuel Sportsman Series in the past already this season, so the bull ring-like feeling of Old Spice is a known entity for some of these drivers by now. The 2 hairpins on either end of the speedway are going to be the primary trouble spots this afternoon, with the fuel window being so tight to the end of a caution-free race. That'll be an additional challenge for these truckers to try and save enough octane race fuel to get to the end of 30 laps. It's just about freezing here off the coast of Lake Michigan, and as the big lake steams like a young man's dreams, it's time to bring Sturgeon Bay both the action and the noise. Let's go down trackside for the most famous words in motorsports to crank these race trucks to life for the Old Spice 250K.
Drivers, start your engines!
We are ready to roll for 30 laps around this 1.5-mile road course. It's the second straight pole start for Bruno Diacomo and the Sunoco Race Fuels number 43 Toyota Tundra. Aaron Abel's Racing Motorsports team rounding out the front row, with Aaron Abel himself looking for his second win of the year on the North American Sim Racing Network. Looking for his second win of the season, Rogel Dorn in the 37 will be to the inside of row number 2. The outside of him, Danny Fallington in the Valvoline number 4 machine. Lucas Catano and Dylan Matthews will round out the starting 6 here at Old Spice. Take a look at the rest of the field. There's the Old Spice truck. Nathan Orman starting towards the back end of the field in 38th in that Orman Motorsports entry. It's going to be, like we said, a 30-lap race with freezing conditions, just about freezing conditions. The pace truck is down the pit lane. Pit window going to be about 19 to 20 laps, so we could potentially see drivers split this race in half. I don't know. We never know when we come to this thing as the field goes to the big 18-degree bank turn number 7. going into the southern hairpin here at the Old Spice Raceway as Bruno Giacomo, starting from the pole position this afternoon, will lead the field past Victory Lane and in through the Reese's Restart Zone. Green flag is in the air. We're underway for race number 9 from Old Spice. And Aaron Abel will immediately move to the inside, now the outside of his truck that he owns, as trying to get the run off the corner was Bruno Giacomo. We saw a couple of trucks breaking a little bit sideways going into turns 1 and 2. 3 wide midway through the field is Esteban Lacer, the only previous winner of the 42 starting trucks here on the grid, trying to make some headway in the 64 as we go through turn number 7 for the opening time. Going into turn number 8, we got 4 wide going into turn 8 as JT Reynolds trying to cut to the inside of the 71 truck. A lot of racing early on as Aaron Abel will go to the front in the 41. Like we said, already has the race win this season, got the win. And I believe it was Canadian Tire for the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship, trying to get his first win in a race truck here in the Loves American Truck Series. Rogel Dorn trying to make some headway after winning the inaugural race of the season, has kind of fallen outside of the championship conversation in that Twisted T37 machine. Pretty good run right now, all things considered. Same thing for Lucas Catano, and how about Skylar Taylor, who has won that race at the Autumn Hill Raceway for the Loves American Truck Series about a week ago at this point. It finished second a couple of days ago on Thanksgiving at that same venue in the same number for the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship, and is looking to start a really good run here in that 45. Pretty much single file to the tail end of the field, and around, nearly around went the 8. That was Riley Sampson overcooking turn number 1, but he's able to hold on to that Shell Pennzoil Silverado. Not the best result for Riley. He's under fire from Charlie Davenport. Rather, he's trying to put Charlie Davenport under fire. Is not the best result for Riley Sampson. A last place finish Tuesday night in Chicagoland. He's marred towards the back end of the pack right now. There's Igor Barreto, the championship leader, currently in 19th. Kyler Anderson right in front of him, as everybody continuing to snake their way around this 1.5 mile road course. But it's Aaron Abel who has led all 3 laps so far, but Bruno Giacomo drawing a bead on the back end of that Texas Roadhouse Tundra. Giacomo not able to hold on to it going through turn number 4. And now is going to get a good amount of drafting off the rear tailgate of that 41 machine. Those two nose to tail right now. I thought I heard some tire squeals in the back, as is Russell Blaze, the only multi-time winner this season. Right behind the 67 of Pedro Sabato is Sabato. Trying to get a little drafting help off the back end of Reggie Fogelman. Again, there are a lot of drivers on the grid this afternoon that have raced here at this facility before. We got a couple of drivers in GT Daytona, or that race in GT Daytona for the Flowmaster Grand Touring Championship. They're leading the way right now with Aaron Abel, one of the championship favorites, in fact, after that race on Thanksgiving. Going to have a pretty decent shot at the championship. Bruno Giacomo finished 3rd in that race Thursday afternoon for GT Daytona. Go back in here, of course, Skylar Taylor finished in 2nd. Dylan Matthews, the odds-on championship favorite for GT Daytona. Right now, she's worried about piloting that Family Guy Toyota Tundra to a solid top 10 run as Rogel Dorn goes underneath of Giacomo. Dorn trying to put that F-150 underneath the Tundra. They were side by side for a brief moment. That little bobble from the 37 is going to open up the door for Catano. Catano way up the racetrack through turn 4. Danny Fallington trying to say thank you very much for position number 4. Not able to quite take it away from the 4 truck. Those two battle side by side. As Problems in the back, JT Reynolds. He has got some front end damage in the 95, and looking at the monitor, he came down the pit lane, so an issue on the 95 truck. Not sure if there's a flat tire or what. But Bruno Diacomo, very slow going through the corner. Oh, he might have an issue. Diacomo, the pole sitter, very slow in turn number 2. He's going to pin Skylar Taylor. I think he might have a flat tire is what I'm hearing. So Bruno Diacomo, who was running in second, has an issue on the 43, and he is going to clog up everything. Again, there is absolutely nowhere to go here. As Diacomo trying to get down to the pits, make some contact with Corbin Wentz and Michael Lewis. And that is just absolutely unfortunate for the man who started from the pole. So those Hoosier tires might be undergoing what we had at Phoenix, as we had some contact in the back. Heard somebody get in the back of somebody, but nobody has gone around. Eric Monaco a little bit wide. Fogelman was able to prevent that 42 truck from going any wider, or else we would have had our first official incident of the afternoon. And indeed is a flat tire on that 43 truck, and he will go down at least a lap. And what looked to be a promising 1-2 finish type of day for Racing Motorsports. It's gone down the tubes as Fogelman's teammate of Bruno Diacomo will now go down to 42nd. We got 2 laps to go in stage number 1. Stages, the race itself broken up into thirds. Stage number 1 ending at lap number 10. Stage 2 ending at lap 20, and the race itself ending at lap number 30. But in that kerfuffle, Aaron Abel has opened himself up to about a 2nd and 2/10 lead over Rogel Dorn. He's looking to be in pretty decent shape to get some stage points. We go back inside the top 10. Kasumi Takashi right now holding that final stage point spot over Jay McMichael. McMichael not able to thunder that 81 machine to the inside of that Walmart F-150. Last lap of stage number 1 underway. Caleb Rose, who was nearly caught behind that stricken 43 machine. Trying to get things going here and trying to fend off Kasumi Takashi, and might fall outside the top 10. These two on top of one another. McMichael now trying to fight a 2-front war. Here comes Corbin Wentz in the 0-8. Nearly ran over the 43 as he was trying to get down into the pit area. Coming through turn number 8. For the 10th time this afternoon, Aaron Abel will win stage number 1 here at Old Spice in the battle for the top 10. Kasumi Takashi to get that final stage point here this afternoon. We're off and running for the 2nd stage of today. So it's Aaron Abel. That race lead now under a second, cutting in by about 3/10 there over these last couple of laps has been Rogel Dorn. Trying to reel in that 41 with the draft. See if there's any change this next time by, but Dorn definitely looks to be a lot closer this time by, closer than he was. Survey says just a couple of moments once we get everything timing and scored. But yeah, Dorn, he has drawn a very, very big bead on the back end of that 41. He was 0.6 of a second off that last time by. So Dorn is a coming, and now he is within about 3 truck lengths of that 41. Now Abel trying to play defense. That was a really good run down the proverbial back straightaway. But this Last section of the track has really been Dorn's strong suit through turn number 7, especially in the hairpin of turn number 8, and he has closed the distance a lot off of the tailgate of that Texas Roadhouse Tundra. Haven't had any major incidents just yet. Somebody is down the pit lane. It's the 99. It's Alexander Rowe. Caleb Rose also coming down the pit lane. Same thing with Pedro Sabato. So we are going to have some takers down the pit lane by the looks of it here on lap 13. Like we said, the most these trucks can do is about 19 to 20 laps, which was when we anticipated they would come down. But here we go, less than halfway through the race. We're going to get some pretty big pit strategy coming up here as the race leaders are down the pit area. Colin Jones, Skylar Taylor will go to the race lead. Jones will lead his opening lap of the afternoon, but pretty much 2/3 of the field coming down. We'll see where everybody will end up. So there's Aaron Abel in the 41. We'll see if he'll take 2 tires or 4 tires. And it looks like it's going to be a 4-tire stop for pretty much everybody here. We go back, we'll see if Colin Jones will come down this time by. It's Jones, Taylor, and Del Monte, the top 3. Taylor's going to stay out an extra lap with Del Monte right behind her. Colin Jones, the lone truck to come in, at least out of that trio, and we're going to see pretty big pit disparity here. It's everybody coming down between laps 20 and or 12 and 15. But here we are. We'll see where Aaron Abel will come out in relation to everybody else. And he is in front of Rogel Dorn. A lot of trucks still on the pit lane. It's Abel rocketing around. We're going to see if this strategy is going to pay off for Skylar Taylor or not. Doesn't look like it's going to pay off for Colin Jones. There's Bryce Egan coming out. Is Egan going to be able to take this race lead away from the 41? This might be a little bit close. It's not actually going to be that close. It's Bryce Egan. I believe he's going to cycle out to the race lead over the 41. We had some tire tracks on the front straightaway. Remember, we had a couple of drivers. There's one truck around. That's Dylan Abrahamian that has gone around down the front straightaway. Remember, we had a lot of issues with cars going sideways in the FMGTC race off of the pit lane. And it looks like we had a couple of different instances. We saw Dylan Abrahamian gathering that Domino's F-150 back and running. We'll see exactly what happened. Let's see if Abrahamian was the lone truck to go around. Again, this is a road course, so pit stops, rather cautions, are turned off. As Kason Del Monte and Skylar Taylor will finally come off of the pit lane. For coming out, or finally coming in and then coming off there, I should say. Past the midway point through the race, and things have been shaken up like a snow globe. It is indeed Bryce Egan that leads the way, but he has got a rear view mirror full of that 41 truck as here comes Aaron Abel. He's got a big amount of drafting help there, and Egan's going to have to come back down the pit lane. So Egan, I don't know if there was a penalty or not. I don't know if he just took 2 tires. Actually, there were a couple of drivers that just took gas and goes. So I don't know if he's not going to be able to make it, but that is going to shake things up. Rogel Dorn breaking loose, but is able to save it. Really good save out of Rogel Dorn, and how about this? Doesn't matter where he starts in the field, as Dylan Matthews looking to give the old chrome horn to the 71 truck. Igor Barreto right now runs in 4th. And I believe he took 4 tires on that pit stop, so the pit cycle is going to work out for Igor Barreto by the looks of it. JT Reynolds back down the pit lane. Same thing with Bruno Diacomo. Those trucks were off strategy. But we're past the midway point, and it's 3 trucks all on top of one another. A Ford or a Toyota, a Dodge, and a Ford. Running 1, 2, 3, and the closest Chevrolet. Got to go all the way back to Cason Del Monte. And that 14 truck right now running in 7th. Again, not a whole lot of Chevrolets on the grid this season. It's primarily Dodges and Toyotas, with a couple of Ford teams sprinkled in here and there. More trucks coming back down the pit lane. Matt Lagasse, as is Kyler Anderson. We've got a lot of different trucks coming back down. So this is going to produce a lot of lap traffic for these leaders to try to get around. 2 laps to go in stage number 2. Now Lucas Catano has taken second away from Rogel Dorn, but the man who has led the most laps this afternoon, Aaron Abel, now under significant fire from Catano. But again, it's one thing to try to catch up to the race leader. It's another thing to try and pass them. Again, we saw these guys come down around lap 13, so are they going to be able to make it to the end is going to be the million-dollar question for all of these truckers. Nathan Orman is down the pit lane once again. I think he's just trying to top off on fuel. All 42 trucks remaining on track for right now. Final lap of stage 2. Aaron Abel looking to sweep the stages. But he has got a rear view mirror full, that Polaris Dodge of Lucas Catano, looking for his first win here on the North American Sim Racing Network. Not able to lunge in deep enough there for the 11, and that's going to produce pretty good drive off of the corner there for Abel. Catano looking for a solid points day, finished 3rd in stage number 1, looks to be finishing 2nd in stage 2 by the looks of it here. More trucks coming off of the pit lane, topping off on fuel, but staying out and dominating that Texas Roadhouse Toyota Tundra. Aaron Abel will win stage 2 here this afternoon. And a lot of jostling around here. Getting that final stage point that time was Jay McMichael in the 81. Here we go. 10 laps to go. It's the fastest lap of the race. Funny enough, belonging to Jay McMichael on the 81 truck. But like we said in the pre-race, this is going to be a very, very close battle in terms of fuel. And Aaron Abel, he's in the middle of lap traffic, so he is not running in the cleanest air. So he could try to be save some fuel in that regard. But again, you go all the way down on the pylon. First driver that has made multiple pit stops this afternoon, Bryce Egan. He's right now in 26. Everybody below Egan has made an additional pit stop to mathematically get them, assure themselves to make it to the end of the race. So I'm paying attention to Bryce Egan right now. We'll see if the leaders will come down the pit lane this time around. They will not. Going back up to Egan. He, right now, last time by, 38 seconds back of the race leaders. If these truckers just decide to do gas and go, you know, little splash of the fuel, enough to make it to the final, however many laps they've got. Again, they came down lap number 13 for the race leaders, I think. Martinez swings the Harbor Freight Ford F-150's rear end out, but she's able to collect it. Oh, very close there between Abel and Samet Ozgen. That's going to be the opportunity for Catano. Not able to quite grapple onto that there in that 11 truck. But again, lap traffic, fuel conservation, and a hungry Polaris Dodge. Right behind that 41 machine. Aaron Abel has got a lot on his plate right now. 7 laps remain. Here at Old Spice, it has been a good one so far. Not as destructive as the FMGTC race was here back in August, but it has been pretty competitive, and of course with the fuel X factor being that big X factor. Everybody's going to be on the edge of their seat until the checkered flag falls here. Going in the back. I believe, yeah, no, I don't see him, so I think Igor Barreto. Yeah, he had to come down the pit lane once again, so that's going to put Barreto towards the back. Same thing with Fallington. Here's Lozano, and we might be getting that second battle of pit stops, and here we are. Top 3 leaders down the pit lane with 7 laps to go, so we are going to get that second set of pit stops for the field. If I'm Bryce Egan right now, I am cheesing it. Because this could be the chance for you to get this race lead, but does he have enough gas to get to the end? Right now, race leaders down the pit lane. There is Egan. He is going around the pit area right now. And here come the 41. Here comes the 11. We might have a drag race off the pit lane between Gaetano and Abel. Abel's into the outside wall. Here comes Gaetano. Off of the pit lane, Aaron Abel hits the wall once again, and Lucas Gaetano is out front. So Abel having some trouble getting off of the pit lane, and that's going to put Lucas Gaetano at the front of the pack with 6 laps to go here at Old Spice. Top 3 leaders took 2 tires, right side tires each. Left side tires, I should say. No, it was right side tires. I got the alignment of pit lane a little bit mixed up there. It was right side tires for the top 3 drivers. Colin Jones, Jay McMichael right now rounding out the top 5 with 5 laps to go, and they're pretty far back. Actually, no, it's showing Dylan Matthews as the race leader. Hold up, hold a minute. Dylan Matthews has not come down the pit lane yet. Same thing with Skylar Taylor. Now Dylan Matthews will come down. So Skylar Taylor now being shown the race leader. But can she make it to the end? You know, Lucas Gaetano, right now out front, the highest driver that has pitted multiple times. Out front in the 11. So I believe that's where everything is going to cycle out, to that battle back in here between this 11 and 41. So this is going to be a battle we're going to keep some serious tabs on with 4 to go. Fuel mileage. The most underrated end to a race possible. Doesn't matter if it's just simply math, and Skylar Taylor, she's going to risk it. At least this time by, she'll risk it. Kasumi Takashi will surrender second place. Same thing with Roberto Crown Jr. Colin Jones is going to try and throw the dice here just a little bit. Could they save enough? And we knew Skylar Taylor Thursday afternoon had that win in the bag, but in the final third of the race, Mike Vincent Jr. took it away from her as she got caught up in lap traffic. Both ST Motorsports entries currently running nose to tail. Tyler Ware, first truck a lap down, back in 35th. Does Taylor pull the plug this time by? A little bit high, but she's going to stay out. Does Colin Jones try and stay out? No, he'll come down. Jones is down the pit lane. Next on the chopping block, Russell Blaze. Blaze will come down. Same thing with Riley Sampson, Carlos Murphy, Cole Sampson. And Dylan Matthews did get out in front of Lucas Gaetano. 3 laps to go. Dylan Matthews. Skylar Taylor comes down. She would go to the race lead. Does Taylor have enough gas to make it to the end? She's still in heavy lap traffic right now. Sticks high in the air. 2 laps to go. Make it a lap and a half to go for Skylar Taylor. Does she come down the pit lane? No, she does not. She is committed to making this strategy work to the bitter end. Return number 8 for the penultimate time. White flag is in the air one more time around. the Old Spice Raceway. Skylar Taylor trying to do a one-stop, and we got trouble on the front straightaway. It's Riley Sampson. The zero of Carlos Murphy, Charlie Davenport are around. It's right in front of the race leader, and Taylor nearly getting popped in the rear end there by the 44. Oh, wouldn't that be something as Skylar Taylor got spun around, and that would have been absolute chaos. Taylor lay right behind the race leader. I think that 45 truck slowing down as much as she did might be the end-all be-all. She's going to stay out on the track. Coming off turn number 7. She's going to be able to make it to the end just barely on fumes. And off of turn number 8, she's got the gas to the end. Skylar Taylor one-stopped the race, and she's going to win at Old Spice. The battle for second off of the final corner will come to fruition. It's Dylan Matthews trying to hold off Lucas Catano, and Matthews is the first truck in line to make multiple pit stops. We'll hold off Lucas Catano. She'll finish second. Catano will round out the podium. Aaron Abel and Rogel Dorn will round out the top 5. Skylar Taylor, the only truck on the grid to one-stop the race, leading 6 laps on the afternoon. I think that a little bit of a kerfuffle on the front straightaway was ultimately what helped her save enough gas to get to the end. And running that wah-wah machine on fumes to get the race victory. And I would say that Win Loves American Truck Series, not what she wanted to win at her home track once again, but second win of the season for Skylar Taylor as we take a look at the official standings. You know, Skylar Taylor, like we said, you know, she's right now 385 points back of Igor Barreto. Barreto was able to recover back to 13th, so a little bit of a swing in Taylor's favor, but not the real end-all be-all. Dylan Matthews, Lucas Catano round out the podium. Abel to win top 5. Colin Jones, Kason Del Monte, Jay McMichael, Bryce Egan, and Kasumi Takashi will complete the top 10. All 42 trucks finished the race. 34 of them were on the lead lap. Bruno Giacomo completing the first to last challenge. Started on pole and ended up finishing 42nd on the grid with Kyler Anderson, Danny Fallington, Pedro Sabato, JT Reynolds, Carson Miller, Dylan Abrahamian, and Taylor Lay, all being 1 lap down. Here on track, fast lap of the race continued to be Jay McMichael's, a 48.213 second lap. Of course, the fastest pit time was also on the board whenever you saw there were multiple four-tire pit stops. So I believe everybody, at least one driver, is going to get the fastest 4-tire pit stop award. See who will get that here, but Skylar Taylor getting it done. A 25-second advantage over Dylan Matthews by, staying down or being able to stretch the fuel as much as she did. One whale of accomplishment there for Skylar Taylor, getting her second win of the season. King of Prussia native back in victory lane. Back-to-back Saturday road course wins for Skylar Taylor. And good news for her, we got one more road course race on the season as we'll be going to Lime Rock Park, potentially, for the Duralast 300K. We haven't decided, because, hear me out, we might in fact go to Clawhammer for that race. Let me know down in the comment section. I'll put something in the Discord, link for that down below as well, but hey, if you guys would want us to go to Clawhammer for a little bit of a quasi-tow car action for the fourth and final race of the season, take a poll. We'll see where everybody's head is at. See if Clawhammer will be the third and final road course race of the season, or if you want to go to Lime Rock. Either way, it's going to be a chaotic race. But irregardlessly, that's going to do it from Old Spice Raceway. Congratulations once again to Skylar Taylor for winning the Old Spice 250K. Coming up on Tuesday night, we're back on the ovals, however. We go down south to North Carolina, down to the borough. Coverage for the GM Goodwrench 300 from North Wilkesboro airs at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on the NASRN. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, ladies and gentlemen. Here are your point standings at the race number 9 of the 2025 Love's American Truck Series season. And from Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, on behalf of the North American Sim Racing Network, my name is Trey Wright. Have a great evening, folks. We'll see you Tuesday evening down in Wilkes County.